Hey, hello, everybody. Welcome to Rick's Tech Pub on Tuesday, June 30th. Is this the last day of the month? Yep, last day of June. Oh my god, guys, it is hot outside. I just got home a little while ago, and oh my god, I tell you, it's just. Oh, very hot, very, it's just a hot day outside. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Ski. Hello, John. Hey, William. Hey, Tim. Hello, Lee. How is your day going? It's 90 in Madison. Yeah, we're 80 something here. It is 84. And I'm not going outside anymore. Nope. Maybe this evening I will for a little bit, but I don't know, it's been a busy day for me, so I'm kind of tired. Kind of not wanting to do anything, but feels like 107. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna be out in that kind of heat either. Although I don't know, I used to when I was in Kansas. It used to be 107 just before I'd get on the plane coming back home. I think it was 111 once and 108 or 9. I can't remember what it was, but very hot when I left Kansas. So I am trying to make sense out of this whole desk thing, and I don't quite know what to do yet because this is 30 inches long. I think that's 80 some inches or something. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna fit on this wall. I think it is too long. So I don't know. But I was gonna try to see if I can find the instructions, just see how hard this is gonna be. Me and following directions don't get along very well. The instructions tell me to do one thing, and I say, yeah, I can't do that. I'm going to do it a different way. Then my way doesn't work, and then I just give up. Say, okay, it's not going to work. So this could be sitting here for several months, is what I'm telling you. Unless I got someone smarter than me that knows how to read instructions and tell me how to get bolt A into board D that's top on the sitting on top of E. That never makes any sense to me. That's how they do things like this. This box came, well, I don't blame them. I mean, it's 100 some pounds, but it came damaged. I'll show you. See that opening right here? This was like this when I got it. And then there is, oh, it's on the bottom of, I think, that side. I think it looks like someone just tore it open with their hands, just dug their nails into it, ripped it open. Hopefully they didn't take the screws and bolts out of it, because that was another complaint on Amazon that I saw. That none of the screws and bolts were in there because they suspect one of the people that was delivering it broke the box open and took it, because he didn't have to get the screws and bolts for this thing. You have to send it back to where it was made. And I can't afford to do that. I read that instruction, and then I asked Amazon about it, and they said, yeah, if you don't have any of the screws and bolts, you are going to have to send that overseas because we can't take it back. Fuck. I hope that, because I kind of suspected that. I told her I kind of suspect the nuts and bolts in this thing aren't in here. Says, well, if they aren't, you're going to have to send it all the way back overseas. We can't take it back. They'll want it back. It's like, well, I hope everything's in there. Because that was two of the complaints on that Amazon reviews that I saw, that the nuts and bolts and screws weren't in it. There was one bag of, you didn't know what to call them, but all the rest of the equipment you need to put it together weren't in the box. So, I don't know. That would cost a fortune. Yeah, that's probably why I won't do it. Which means I'll be stuck with this thing, and I don't know what to do with it. Think you've never had Legos, Rick? No, we never got to play with stuff like that. Not when I was a kid, no. I worked when I was a kid. I didn't play. My parents always had me and my sisters working. We didn't get any free time in our childhood. My parents didn't believe in it. I mean, they did, but most of the time, me or my sister were either in the garden or I was mowing the lawn, chopping wood, doing something. We're always busy, so no, I never got to play with stuff like that. I think I did over at other kids' house, but then again, I looked at Legos and said, "What's that?" I don't. They don't want me doing that. They don't want me to send pictures to them. I told her I can send you a whole bunch of pictures, and she said, "No, we don't want you doing that." She kind of just said you're kind of stuck with it if you're not going to send it back overseas. I said there's two holes in this box, which I might take pictures of. I might take a picture of this one and the one on the other side and just send it to him. But she said that'll be a claim that'll be dismissed. All boxes like that, she said, are usually open at one end or the other. So I don't know. Someone might have to put up that fight with Amazon for me because I've already talked to them. They said I got to send it overseas. The whole thing has to go back. They just don't want a board or two going back. The whole thing's got to get shipped back because the company will want it back so they can catalog what was missing. Which I told her I can't afford to do that. So why I don't know what to tell you then. Okay. Yeah, they would Long Dog because I used to know an Amazon driver that used to do that. He used to dig it. He got fired for it, but he was digging in other people's boxes and taking things out of it. There was a few guys that were doing that. And that he just terribly mistreated all the packages. He just launched them across the room, and they're technically not supposed to do that. He eventually got fired. So, yeah, that's what I gotta find is the. Yeah, but these are different kind of. They're not your regular. I don't think they're regular. Maybe they are. If they are, then I can do that, Jeff. But I don't think they are the regular nuts and bolts. I think these have different design of some kind. I don't know if it works that way. I can, but I don't know if it will or not. I don't know. I don't know anything about these things. I'm totally clueless. Oh, studio. We're so far behind. Possibly. No, not yet, Ken. I haven't got into there. I don't think there is, but I'm all suspicious of it because it's happened before. Many, many times I've ordered amp things from other companies and things were missing and they wouldn't do anything about it to get me the parts that were missing. And I've argued and argued and argued and argued for weeks, and then they get a hold of their supervisor, and their supervisor calls me back, said, "Enough. We're not doing anything about it." Okay, fine. Yeah, yeah, lawn dog, yeah. Well, yeah, my system seems to be working better. I don't know what happened yesterday. I think it's that light that was shortening things out, but I don't know if that was really it. It just wouldn't do anything yesterday, so seems to be working fine today. But it does that every once in a while. Things will work fine for 2 or 3 weeks, and then one day I come home, try to get things to work, and nothing works. And that's what happened yesterday. Came home, nothing would work, so I had to spend the next hour and 10 minutes trying to figure out what the problem was. And then when I unplugged my right side light, which is over there, when I unplugged that, things seemed to come back to life. And I was like, aha, you're the problem. Then I looked at the end of the wire, it's all frayed, and like, oh, okay, you're shorting out. That's why it's doing that. But it's working. Oh. I hope they realize that when I get done with this box is not going to be in one piece, which is the other reason I'm going to have to save the pieces to this box. Because if they want it back, it would have to go back in this box. But I don't think it'll be going back. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but we won't know. Ow. I could do this in one of two ways. Slide everything out from the top, or no, I'm not going to do it that way. Not my foot. That is one heavy box. Really? Oh, that's how I have to open it, is that way. Shit. Wish they would have told me that at the beginning. Yeah, there goes the laptop. Onto the floor. Sorry, neighbors. Didn't mean to make that big thud. And it is starting to get warm in here, so Yeah, I was watching YouTube over when I was working this morning. There's more buildings and places in the United States catching on fire. There's a school that is on fire. There is a big, huge church, and I forget in what state. It's on fire. Venezuela had their third earthquake. Probably going to have 4 and 5 here in the next couple of days. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of funny things going on across the United States. Fires, earthquakes in Venezuela. It's just the people of the meat poultry plant. The fire department gave the building back to the owner so they can start cleanup. That's going to be a huge mess. A huge, smelly mess. Not a mess I would want to be sitting there trying to clean up. And there's health. That's not a good situation. So you see there's instructions here. Oh, they're right there. Never mind. Please read this instruction manual carefully before using the product. Well, me reading and understanding are two different things, so we'll see how this works. Holy shit, there's a lot that goes on to this thing. There is a lot here. Question is, where do you start? Parts list. What I want to see is where are the screws and bolts, or fasteners as people call them. Oh, here they are. Oh, 37 of those. 38 of those. MX 30 millimeter, 40 millimeter, 45 millimeter, 60 millimeter. I'm already confused. See, they don't have these boards marked either. Yeah, they do. Okay, never mind. They do. So you put 17. Which one's 17? How in the what the? Pay attention to the orientation of the holes. See, that's where I'm going to screw up, is paying attention to the orientation of the holes. That's where I screwed up on this thing. That's why this thing didn't exactly go the way it was supposed to. I kind of, at the end, kind of jimmy rigged it to put it together the way I thought it could go. Because I didn't do it exactly by the way the instructions said. I kind of just skipped around it and said, yeah, that'll work. I'll do this instead. Which it didn't. D10 goes into F, goes into 12, goes into C. What? C goes into F, goes into D, and then goes into C. Now I gotta get this out of here. Move it down. I don't know. And that styrofoam all over my floor, which I'm gonna have to clean that up later. Lee's all kind of excited about it unboxing, so that's what I'm trying to do, but I'm not good at this, guys, so just give me a couple of hours to figure this out. Tempted to put them on this table, but if I put them on, if I put these boards on that table is not stable, and it's just gonna tip over on me. So I don't know where else to put them but here. What I'm going to end up doing after I get done with this live stream is I'm going to end up vacuuming this place. That styrofoam is everywhere. But yet I'm looking for the box or the bag of screws and nuts and fasteners and whatever else you call them. Not seen them yet. Tim, you're coming in here with two different names again. these are the metal brackets that I'll need. I think those can sit up there. Another. Jeez, don't fall. No. There, wait. Where is it? Okay, that's all the metal bars. Oh, there's everything else under this board. Okay. Well, that definitely looks like all the nuts and bolts and everything that I need. So I did get mine. Mine were in there. Trying to figure out what the heck half the stuff. Oh, there was that RGB lighting, which I probably may not hook up. And these are kind of funny because according to the instructions, the way they said it, this looks like more like the top. There's a bottom one that bolts to the bottom of this. And supposedly, those pieces are metal. Stay there. Don't move. Running out of room. Two more boards. Which again, I don't know what they go to, but I will eventually find out, and they are not numbered. Great! I'm dealing with unnumbered boards. That way I'll have no idea where they go. Unless they're on the side. Well, not on that one, but on that one. They got so much styrofoam in here. I understand the reasoning for styrofoam, but goodness. More boards. More metal. More fasteners of some kind. The rest of this looks like it's all, you know, there is one piece, one good piece. There is this here. Another wood piece. Two smaller pieces. I think the rest is all metal pieces. I'm hot already. See, my problem now is I'm gonna have to keep things organized to where I don't lose everything. These small little metal pieces, like they've got them so wedged in there. The metal pieces got wedged in there. That's kind of funny. The other problem I had is if these stickers come off, I'll forget I won't know what number they're supposed to go to where, so I'll need to make sure the numbers stay on the pieces. Seventeen, 17, 17, and 17. Should make it easier for remembering where things are or what things are. Unless they're all the same number. I doubt they are. No, that's 13. More 17s. Another piece of something. Trying to get this box emptied so I can move it and get it out of the way. Right now, everything's in my way, so I'm gonna get this box out of here, and then we'll go from there. What the hell are these two? Oh, I know what that is. That's that V brace on the bottom. That's what this is. That much I do know. But not much else. So those are all 17s. Something tells me this starts from 1 and goes up to 17, 18, and 19. Ouch. More 17s. Anything else? San McCready's is this. Really? So there is only one really big board in here, and that's this one. The other ones are kind of, and they're manageable. But this big one here is the biggest one that's in there. All the other ones are small. I hope none of these are bent. That's what I thought. That one is already bent. The bottom one here I'll have to cut. Well, Lee and everyone, there's all the parts. On that table, there's some right here. And then the rest are up here. And a few down there. So, oh, wait a minute. Forgot one. There's this one. So that is it. That is a desk in quite a few pieces. And I'm boiling to death. It is hot in here. Okay, that's the lighting. Thankfully, I think they have all the nuts and bolts and everything in their individual bags. So I won't have to get into that nightmare that Bill was going to get me into. Egg carton and pull ears. Yeah, that's not going to work for this. There's too many of them here. And I think they're on their own individual bags. Numbered, I hope. But yeah, that is... You know, pieces like this that I don't know what they are all make sense when the desk is put together, but right now I'm looking at certain things thinking, what in the world is that? Oh. I think I kind of somewhat see what they're doing. Maybe. Hmm. Interesting. What of that one? One, two, 4. This is gonna have two of those, and they're a different size. There's supposed to be two of them, but they're a different size. Why is that? These match. Okay. One of these. What is the number on that? 7 and 8. I got two of those. Four square boards. One, two, three, 4. One, two. Maybe there is only 2. Yep, there is only 2. Got those. Two of those. Sorry, guys, I don't mean to be ignoring you, but how the pray tell do they figure that? Whatever. Come on, sit there like you're supposed to. How many are supposed to go in there? 2. 1, 2. I'm not even going to try to go through all those screws and count every single one of them, but I think they're all there. I think. Don't know for sure, but I think they're all there. Long's killing his own voice again. Brick by brick. Yeah, that's kind of how it's going to go, piece by piece. And that I have to do. Then I say I know painting also. Medical talents. Just wondering if you ever done a live stream. Yeah, Long Dog, have you ever done a live stream? Have you ever? I kind of have a feeling the answer to that is no. Well, you wouldn't want to put a desk together in front of hundreds of people? Why not? I am. May not know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm doing it. Oh, that just about came to me crashing down to my nose. Tripped over the box. Which is why it has to get out of here. Trying to keep this organized so that I don't... When I put these over here... That would be a negative. Are we doing this for entertainment purposes? That's the other thing it didn't come with is any tools. Actually, it might have. It might be in this. Yeah, they did. They're in the bag. A lot of the tools they come up with, like this spanner wrench, I might just use my own wrench, unless it's not, yeah, I just thought of that. They use the thin one, so I might have to use theirs, but, as far as tools, oh, this does have those crazy dowel lock things that I don't really care for. Comes with an Allen wrench, screwdriver, and a spanner wrench. If you have any questions, please contact us at service, email. Yeah, I have. When tightening the screws, tighten sequentially. Well, yeah, no kidding. You just don't tighten one down, then you go to the next. You'll break or you'll crack things. I've learned that lesson the hard way. Take one screw, turn it a little bit, then go to the next screw, turn it a little bit, and you just keep going in the complete circle until all the screws are tight. You do not take one screw and tighten it all the way down. That is the big mistake I made with this thing. When I was building it, I took all the screws and I tightened them down. Shouldn't have done that. Then when we added the other part, it cracked on me. Then I went back and read the instructions and said, do not tighten. Like, oh. Oops. So, one part I think I can do. 12, 13, 13, 12. But how do you know what is screw A and what is screw B? I suppose they're numbered. The last thing you also want to do is start doing this out of order. That's the other mistake I did with this one. I started going to the back of the manual and worked my way forward. Doesn't work that way. And Aaron, one of my friends that I had, he came over and says, you're doing this wrong. Yeah, well, going from front to back didn't make any sense, so I'm going backwards to front, and it's not making any sense either, so... But he kind of pointed out to me what I was doing wrong. You can't do it that way. Then why does it look like you can do it that way? You can. Sure looks like you can. And he proved to me that I couldn't. And he said that's why they write instructions for people like you that don't like doing things as you're told. There's a certain way you have to do this. Yeah, well, it looked like I could do it a different way, too. He looked at me and said, nope. Okay, good fella, then you try putting it together. Well, about 10 minutes after that bullshit, he looked at me and said, yeah, I see why you're doing it your way. It isn't working the way the instructions say it does. Unless we were misunderstanding something, which could have been possible. I don't know. $12, $13, $13, $12. Why is it saying that? Really? If that's the case, then how the... Okay, right off the bat, we're into something that doesn't make any sense. Because... Oh. Now I see what they're talking about. Okay, so what I'm gathering from this... Take one of these. It looks a slightly bit tweaked. But this... What in the world are they talking about? Huh. Oh, I see it. So... This, apparently, for reading instructions correctly, this sits on top of this. Yeah, it's just like that. You guys can't see anything. These is where the two pieces come together. And that's how they sit, and then you put your screw here to your screw there. Then... Really? They're going to leave it like that and keep that? Okay, got one thing figured out. At least they know how that goes together now. Okay, Brian. Don't mean to be ignoring you guys, but I kind of am. 12, 13, 13, 12. I keep coming back to that because where the hell are the 13s? Don't understand what they're talking about. Oh, 13, 13. What the hell do they mean by 12, 13, 13, 12? There's a 12. It's a 10. Okay, I think I'm finding them. I think I'm finding what they're what they're... Oh, there's supposed to be 4 of those. Oh, why didn't they say that the first time? Okay. I got it. Step 1, attach the feet to 12, 13, 13, 12. I hate instructions. It's a terrible way of writing it. Attach the feet to 12, 13, 13, 12. What the hell is that? Well, I know what they're talking. It's these things. These have to go on the bottom of these. That's step 1. Let's see if it goes that way. Yep. Yeah, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do this, guys. It is heating up in here substantially. I could probably do the rest of it tonight when it's cooler. But I've got the process started. You know what? That's slightly bent. Yep, it does. Well, that's flimsy metal, I tell you. It don't look like it's got much strength to it. But I suppose everything tied together, it's stronger, but... And did they say this was made out of steel, or was it made out of aluminum? This feels like aluminum to me. Yeah, especially when it's hot in there. Yeah, it is. It's hot outside and getting hot in here. Step one, done. Except I gotta do it 2 more times. Why is there 1, 2, 3, 4 left when... Yeah, do it 2 more times. Yeah, that nasty weather we had coming through Brainerd yesterday, I tell you, I just... Sirens off. Sirens went off here 4 times yesterday, and that's never happened before. At least not in the years I've been living here. They usually go off maybe once, maybe twice in one day. Yesterday it went off 4 times. From a tornado warning or tornado watch to a tornado warning to a high wind warning to whatever other kind of warnings they wanted to give us, they threw at us. I haven't seen any reports of tornadoes in the area, although I haven't read today's newspaper yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. Some people were saying there was a tornado over on Gull Lake yesterday. They take all of these, take the bars, and put them in there. Okay. What bars would they be talking about? What? So these... Oh. Never mind, I think I figured it out. 18. It's these. Yep. That's how that goes for those. I take it B is the next bag of screws that I need. Oh, it's 3:05 already? Oh my god. Where is bag B? It's D. There's B. Probably light steel. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Kind of feels like steel, but light enough to be called aluminum. Get the hell. 18. Okay. I guess it is these. Long enough screws. Didn't think they'd be that long. In that dimension, my back is kind of giving me grief today. I woke up this morning just trying to prevent the muscle spasms from throwing me to the floor, which they're fine now. It's since ended, but I'm starting to wonder if I was gonna have one of those days where surprised they don't add a washer in with this. Yeah, I got two projects going on. I've got this one I gotta get done. Plus, my mom is badgering me to get that leather work done. I've got a project I gotta get done for her. She called me and said, Have you started that yet?" Like, no, I haven't. Are you going to any time this century? Probably this weekend. Probably after the 4th. And she said, I thought you would have had that done by now. Like, well, yeah, I would have, except I said in due time, it'll get done in due time. There. Looks easy enough. Add this bar to it. There, now you guys can see it. I put this bar in, and I've got to do that 3 more times. Hmm. Get in the hole. Really? See, I think my best luck is just keep the screws and bolts in their own bags. If I take them out, put them in something else, I'm going to lose everything. That's why Bill's idea is a good idea, but for me, that it is not going to work, especially with this many screws in a bag. That's not going to work. Unfortunately, I'd like it to, but it's not going to. Yeah. I gotta catch up with skin. Had Bruce at the pool twice. Yeah, in hot weather, it's kind of essential to be somewhere where it's cool. Either by a pool or in an air conditioned room. Probably only gonna do this for a couple more. Okay, fine. Fall over. Well, I'm gonna do this probably a couple more minutes on YouTube, and then I'm probably gonna shut YouTube off and switch over to Zoom. So if anybody wants to see me do this over on, oh, never mind. For people that know how to get on Ken Zoom, if anyone wants to see me do the rest of this, you can, but there ain't much to see. It's just me putting bolts and screws in, trying to put this thing together. Trying to keep up with hope I'm not coming down with a freaking cold or something. But I have a little bit of a scratchy throat, a little bit of a cough, but no headache and no nothing else. So I think this will go away in a day or two. It's just that get this done, then I think I'm gonna take a break, and then when I come back, I think I'll switch over to Zoom. So I gotta get some air conditioning in this room. It is too freaking hot. It is 78 degrees in here. Heading towards 80. I just want to get this part done, and then what in the hell? Ow. Ken, you gonna be on Zoom for a while, or are you gonna be off doing other things? Is Ken still here? Yeah. I know not everybody's gonna want to sit here all day and watch me put this thing together, so this is probably not everybody's interest. I'm here. I am there. It will restart in 18 minutes. So, gonna head out, but need to lay back in my chair. Feet are killing me. All right, Ski. Hope you hope your feet start feeling better, but that not go right. I bet it didn't. Oh. I gotta take this wood desk apart. That's gonna be fun. Someone came up here the other day, or I told them I was gonna get rid of this desk, and it has to come out in pieces. They said just get a couple sledgehammers. No, I can't do that. We take sledgehammers to this thing, I'll have the police at my door. Because I will be making so much freaking ungodly noise. So I think I'll just have to take all the screws and bolts and everything out of it until it comes apart. But yeah, they wanted to bring their sledgehammers up here and say, we'll get it apart. It's like, no, thank you. I'll take it apart piece by piece. Yeah, but it'll come apart faster if we take, no, you're not taking the sledgehammers to it. Then they got mad at me because they said I'm no fun. Well, I don't want the police here because I'm making so much noise. Even though it's in the middle of the afternoon, people still want it relatively quiet here. You can't get too obnoxious like that, like taking sledgehammers to a wood desk like this. I'd have everybody up here. What the hell are you doing? Disassembling a desk with sledgehammers? Well, it was their idea, not mine. Yeah, I can see how that conversation would end. Okay, I think I'm done with that part. Step 2. We just did step 2. So step 3. Get all 4 boards and then put 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17 on board 9999. And now I gotta look for board 9. There's 9. How many of those do we need? 4. So that would be these 4. Whoa, that just about smacked me in the nose. That would have hurt. Oh. And then take 17 and 17. Do they go that way or do they go that way? Looks like they go this way. It says bar A goes on there. Which one is that? You know what? There's no such thing. But there is a 17. These 4. So 1, 2. That doesn't make any sense because that won't. Something like that, right? Okay. A. Okay. Now we gotta go to bag A. Okay. Bag A. Is bag A MIA? There's F. There's A. And there's holes in the bag, so there's screws falling out of the bags. Lovely. It's the kind of conflict I didn't want to get into, is missing bolts, screws, whichever. You know, I kind of wish they had washers on these. But they don't. Unless there's supposed to be washers on there. I don't see any. It's funny they want it done that way without washers. But we'll do it their way. We'll put it in without washers. There's bag F. I have no idea what that is. At least you think you get rickrolled. Yeah, you're welcome, Ski. Okay, why is that not going in there? Gotta hit the hole, Rick. Gotta hit the hole. Okay, now I need an Allen wrench. That's getting too hard on my hands. I just hope they put one in here. What the f... And 4 little red button things in here, and I don't know what those are for. Clip things? I don't know what these are. Okay, Allen wrench. They say they have one in here. There it is. They cheap. No. Butterfingers. And then avalanche. Everything just slides off my lap. Now, what screws was I supposed to be putting in here? I forgot. A? Yeah. I don't think it matters. Is William still here? Yep. William, well, I saw a scheme, and it's not William. Though I'm going to be getting on Zoom here in about a couple of minutes. $14 watching, nice. Hit. That's what she's. Yeah. My finger dexterity is so bad nowadays. Just putting in a screw like this is can be a bit challenging for me. Fine motor skills is one of my things on my disability list. My fine motor skills just do not exist. So turning screws like this and doing other things that are usually easy for a normal human being, I have to think 2 or 3 times on how to do it before I do it. Normal people would just go in there and done. Me, I'd have to think, well, this, yeah, it's just not easy. I can do it, but it's a little bit more of a challenge for me. Trying to remember those instructions. Do not tighten everything down at once. So, I'm not doing that. Now we can tighten that one. At least you didn't get rickrolled. Don't over tighten, don't over tighten. I gotta remember that. These screws kind of feel loose to me, so I always want to give them an extra turn, but you don't want to do that with this because you will break it. You'll snap it in two. Ask me how I know. I've done it so many times before. On to the next board. Same thing all over again. This goes here. A. See, the other thing is if I had more people doing this, it'd go quicker. But I really don't feel like bugging my neighbor, Gary. He's probably wanting to stay out of the heat, so he's got his apartment frigid cold, down to like 60-some degrees. He isn't going to want to step out into the hallway to come to my apartment. Even though I live right next to him, I will not get him out of that apartment. Not today, I won't. Trying to think of any announcements I got for the 4th of July. Other than I probably won't be doing a live stream or be on Zoom on the 4th. Simply because we've got a whole bunch of things going on around here on that day. So, you won't see me on the 4th. I'm going to take that day off completely. I know Luke likes to go with me over to the concession stands and buy food and they had Domino's Pizza here last year and they had one other vendor, but so that's my news for the 4th of July is I won't be doing any live streams. Won't be on Zoom in the afternoon and probably won't be on Zoom at night because our fireworks here start around 10:15, 10:20 and they go for about, I don't know, half hour or so. So that'll be 11, it'd be close to 11 before I got back up here. And then me and Wendy and all of us sit out and watch all the traffic go right past the high rise. because the fireworks are right across the street from the high rise, so I can stand on the balcony. Actually, I'll be out on outside in the smoking area, even though I don't smoke. But that's the best place to get the view for the fireworks. Is they're right in front of you. You can see them go straight up, and then they just it's kind of neat, but it's the same show year after year. They don't change it. So it's kind of getting boring. And why are you going into crooked? Damn it. So I don't have to go anywhere to see the fireworks. I can just step out into my balcony. I can watch the fireworks. The parade goes right in front of the building. So again, for the parade, I don't have to go anywhere. Just step out into my parking lot, and we'll saw the parade go right in front of the building. So for the parade or the fireworks, we don't have to go anywhere. And not only that, they close the road. They close our road coming to the building, so because the parade is on that road, and it's just a river of people. You wouldn't be able to get a car down that road even if you wanted to, because they pretty much close it off to traffic on the 4th. Although we may not have much of a 4th. I just remembered our weather forecast said we have a good chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon, so and our parade will start around 5, I think. 5 or I think that's when it starts. But if it's pouring down rain, they may not even have the parade. So it depends, but still, nonetheless, I'm not going to do a live stream or be on Zoom or anything, because even though it's raining, I don't know if we're going to have a I don't know if we're going to have something to eat on second. Fourth time's the charm on that one, goodness. So, and I think we've been elected again, me and a few others, to kind of do, I don't know, security. We stand at the front door and make sure no illegal people get in the building. I think we also have one of the staff people that'll be here to keep the illegal people out. We had a horrible, me and Luke and a whole bunch of others were chasing people out of this building last year. And I told Lizzie, one of the new people at the office, I said, we got a huge security breach on the 4th because we get the felons in the building because they have people in the building that they go visit. And me and Luke and others had a hell of a time keeping those people out of here, so. Ooh, I heard that crack. Back it off just a little bit. So, that's 2. 2 more to go. Repetitious. Hope long, like you. November when? 57. Dropping things while I'm trying to rechat. November 57. November 5th. Gunpowder Plot. More commonly known as Guy Fawkes Day. Never heard of it. That's something that happens in your area, Lee? Because I've never heard of Guy Fawkes Day. Bonfire Day. Ooh. A bonfire on a hot day. That doesn't sound like a good idea. It'd probably be at night, but still, I'm sure it'd be plenty warm there. haven't been to a bonfire in years. At least not with a large crowd of people, I haven't. Google it long. It's before the Americans was colonists. Yeah, Lawn Dog, if you want to know more what that is, it sounds like he wants you to go to Google and look it up. So it'd be appreciated if you did that. That ain't had in November. Oh, you're having it in November. Okay. I thought that was a summer thing you guys did. Don't mean to be sounding stupid, but I don't know anything about what you guys do over there. I'm an idiot when it comes to that kind of thing. I don't follow other people's cultures very well, so I don't know what other people do in other countries. It's kind of something I'm still learning about. It's one thing I never did very good in school is history. I just... Why talk about things from the 1600s that's never going to affect us? That's one thing about school I just didn't understand. Why do we have to learn about things before our time? It just makes no sense. Oh, way back in 1800, like, why are we talking about the 1800s? Where hey, is this something you do with Catholics? Let me keep reading. Oh, damn it, why isn't this one cooperating? I think I'll go for like 2 hours today. How's that sound, guys? 2-hour live stream, my first 2-hour live stream. It'll probably be my last 2-hour live stream. Unless I have something to do like this, then I'll go 2 hours. But if I'm just sitting there not doing anything, I'll probably just cut it back to an hour. Unless you guys can keep chat going. That's usually why I kill it, because chat dies. If chat didn't die, I'd keep going forever, but it seems like you guys get to a certain point, then you just go silent, which is fine. I'm not saying yes or no about it, but that just kind of tells me when you guys just want to kill us, when chat just simply stops. That kind of tells me that it's time to end the live stream. But if you guys were to keep chatting left and right, over and over and over all day long, I'd stay here, but I don't know if it's that I get boring or if you guys get tired or whatever, have other things to do, but I usually try to keep this to an hour. But if you guys were to give me a reason to go 2 hours, I would, but today is about the only reason I'm doing 2 hours. Is that I'm not just sitting here talking to you guys, I'm doing things while I'm talking to you. Seems to be something I like doing, apparently. Over tightened. Do not tighten all the screws down before. What's this one? Like there. Easy loose. Yeah, that storm we had yesterday in the afternoon was starting to wonder. I was starting to wonder. Then last night, as Sam showed the radar as to what was coming through Brainerd, that must have gone around Brainerd because the only thing we got was a little bit of a hot minute of wind. So the winds picked up for about a minute or two. Heavy lightning for about 5-6 minutes, and then that all stopped, and that was just rain. Where they said where all the lightning and thunder and the bad weather, that must have gone either over Brainerd or to the left or south or north. Because Brainerd didn't get that much last night, but the sirens didn't go off. So that means something was in the air that radar caught sight of and was kind of telling us now's not a good time to be outside. Which I defy that kind of thing in bad weather. It got the staff mad yesterday because a bunch of us wouldn't get away from the windows. I mean, I was sitting there pretty much with my nose up to the glass looking outside, and Lizzie's like, you guys shouldn't be so close to the glass. Yeah, I don't see a tornado yet, Liz. And then she kind of looked at me and said, get away from the window. I'm like, all right. So me and Mark backed off. Which I don't blame her. She was just in case something did come flying through the window. You don't want to be standing there when something goes flying through the window. So you can joke with her a little bit. Then after that, she got serious, said, away from the window. Like, we all backed away from the window. Even though I really felt like saying something, I probably would have gotten me evicted. Because my thoughts were, like, yes, mother. But I didn't dare say that because she would have looked at me and said, Rick, why don't you come to the office? I got a piece of paper for you. Yeah, that piece of paper is an eviction notice. So, and Lizzie has told us a couple of times, you don't smart off to her. You smart off to her, she'll just get rid of you. She's not going to put up with our games. So we're trying to learn to be nice to her. Even though, like yesterday, she told me to get away from the window. It's like, you're not my fucking mom. But I didn't. I kept my mouth shut. me and Mark just went back and sat down. Which now I guess I come to think of it. Yeah, if something would have come flying through that window and we didn't see it. Yeah, that may not have been good. So, point taken, but nothing hit the windows. That's what I was kind of thinking. I said nothing's going to hit the windows, but she didn't take lightly of it. She came back and said, guys, away from the window. It's like, all right, all right. Even though nothing happened. And I kind of doubted anything would, but you never know. So I guess it was kind of, oh, wait, what's loose? Kind of better to be away from windows. Just in case. But she was trying to get everybody out of the parking lot because there was a bunch of people in the parking lot just standing there looking up at the weather and saying, you guys need to get inside. She was sending note. Ooh, I heard that. Back that off a little bit. She had a whole bunch of people's numbers. I didn't get one, but I hope I did that right because I got 2 more of these that I shouldn't have. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I did get them all. Oh, I see what they're doing. Okay. Pay attention to the orientation of the holes. Okay, good thing you pointed that out. So we got that done. This next Snip full. So I need 2 boards called 9. 2 boards with the number 9 on it. Two boards with a number 9 on it. I don't see 2 boards with a number 9 on it. Actually, I'd need 4 boards with a number 9 on it. Wouldn't be those. Oh, the fuck are they talking? Something's amiss here. There's no 2 boards with a number 9 on it. I have 7 and 8. With no 9. That is interesting. Well. Shucky darns. Those boards don't seem to be. These aren't numbered at all, so I can't tell you what these are. Those aren't what I need at the moment. Where is my boards number 9? It's gotta be 6. It's gotta be. Yeah, those are 6s. Number 9, number 9, number 9. Where are you, number 9 board? Number 9 board is MIA. Because I wonder if this is it. Yeah, that's what that is. Okay. I could have said that a little bit more clear than what they did. Okay, I see what they're talking. Okay. Oh. What the hell? Instructions, they don't make any sense to me. But for what I'm gathering, what they might be trying to say is this supposedly goes like that. Yeah, something like that. Oh boy. Let's see, how am I gonna do this? If you're wondering why I don't lay this out on the floor and do it that way, I don't have the floor space. I think you guys underestimate how small these apartments actually are. They are tiny. So laying this out on the floor widthwise is not going to work, because I'll hit this desk and then I'll hit my couch. Or a rocker recliner, whatever you call the stupid thing. Yeah, so I guess it goes like that. About 6 more minutes. B. How am I going to do this? Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Got the right go. Okay, got B. And this floor space that I have is going to become less and less as the more I get this put together. So at some point, I am going to have to take this wood desk apart, because I'm going to quickly run out of room. But I'd rather wait until I have this completely put together. Or at least lengthwise. So I'll know then if I have the room to put it in here. The way I think I will. Because if fucking thing. be a pain in my arse. Oh, for God's sakes, come on. Quit being impossible. I think I got it, I think. Ah. In about a couple of minutes here, guys, and I'm going to get off here and go down to the second floor where there's air conditioning. Cool off. Get something to drink. And then I'm going to come back here. Get on Zoom. And we'll finish the rest of this damn thing. Today, tomorrow, for the next couple of days. Hopefully this doesn't take more than a day or two to put together, but I really don't want to do it all in one day. It's a little bit much. This building is surprisingly quiet today. I'm really surprised about that. On Friday, I know it won't be. We'll have the kid down at the end of the hall screaming all day because the idiot down there don't know how to tell the kid to shut his mouth. So he just lets the kid scream all day. I'm like, God damn it, tell your kid to shut up. Why? Because it's a disturbance of peace. Otherwise, I just call the police and have you dealt with. And ever since I said that, I haven't heard anything, so I might have chased him away. And I just don't like that. Listening to a kid screaming for 5 hours for no damn reason. And the rest of us have to listen to that garbage all day long. And he gets mad at people that turn him in. They have no right doing that. Then he's threatened a few people, which I tell them, yeah, you can go ahead and try threatening me, see what happens. And they said, well, just don't turn me in. Well, then keep that kid quiet. I think that's about as him and I get along. Or that's what him and I don't know. He's just. But yeah, if that happens this next week, with that damn kid, I'll just call social services and have them come down here and go down to that apartment. And they won't do anything the first time. They'll just ask them a bunch of questions, see if there's repeating problems. And if it continues, they'll come back. And it just gets worse from there. And I shouldn't have to listen to that all day. It's not what I want to listen to all day. Is a goddamn kid screaming his head off all day because he won't get picked up or something or whatever. I don't know what the issue is. But I told him once that I'd appreciate it if you'd keep your kid quiet. Well, it's not my kid, it's hers. Nonetheless. He said, yeah, I get your point. 2 hours later, kid's down there screaming his head off. Like, you know, this can go down in one of two ways. Why do I have a feeling there's supposed to be a support bar at the bottom? Why am I thinking there should be? I'm gonna have that on backwards. Yep, I do. Son of a... Okay, which way are they supposed to go? I put one on backwards already. Because it said be careful of the orientation of the holes. Well, I wasn't paying attention. There's two on this side and there's one on that side. So this one has to be flipped. God dang it. It's supposed to be below. Oh. Never mind, I'm an idiot. One big, huge, dogging idiot. If I'm doing this wrong. It doesn't go like that. Okay, guys. I'm going to shut this down. Now that I've realized my ultimate wisdom of not paying attention. I'm doing it wrong. So I'm going to get out of here. I don't know how many people we got left here. Did I chase everybody away? Do the directions say easy assembly, 10 minutes or less? No. They're smart enough not to say that. But... God damn it. Wait a minute. Just hold on here a minute. No, I did. This is supposed to come down to these holes. This one has to get flipped around. Oh. Welcome to my life of mistakes. This has to go down to these holes, and this whole bar thing I have to flip-flop. God damn it. All right, I think this started long before the problem with hardware. Boo. Alright guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta get the air conditioning because I'm starting to get a little lightheaded. It's getting warm in here. So I'm gonna get out of here. That's even uneven. Over here. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. It's been fun. Nice for this part of it has been. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna do tomorrow. Might do a little bit. But there is a lot to do here. For a small little manual, there is only like 11 pages to it. There's a lot here for just 11 pages. So I'm gonna get out of here, get down to air conditioning, and I will come back on Zoom and do a little bit more on this. So with that, guys, I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm sure I have a huge laundry list of names to go through, so I'm just gonna pick on a few of you, like Long Dog, Lee, Brian, Ken, Stout. Ski Man, Long Dog. I think we're just repeating names after that. Yep, we are. Alright, guys, I'm going to get off of here. Go get something to drink. I'll be back, and then I'll get on Zoom, and we'll straighten out the mess that I made on this, because I made a big boo-boo. Alright, guys, with that, I'll catch you all tomorrow. And we'll probably finish this journey, putting the desk together, and then taking this desk apart. I'm going to find a place for everything first. That's my problem. This desk is so full of stuff. And there's not near enough, quite enough shelves on this thing as there is on this. So all my movies up there, they're going to have to go somewhere. My books on the lower shelf here are going to have to go somewhere. And then all this junk on the right side I'll have to put somewhere. Fun. Alright, with that, I'm going to go. Have a great day, guys, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Same time, same channel. We'll continue on with this desk. Alright, with that, guys, later. Bye for now.